Good morning. There's an old joke that a new rabbi comes to a synagogue, and the first week he's there, he gives a sermon on the importance of keeping Shabbat. The president of the synagogue says, Rabbi, a lot of Jews don't keep Shabbat. Maybe you really shouldn't talk about that. So the next week he talks about keeping kosher. The president says, Rabbi, a lot of our people, they don't keep kosher. So you shouldn't talk about that. So the next week he figures no one could be upset if he talks about giving tzedakah, giving charity. And says, you know what, Rabbi, a lot of our people, they're kind of skinflints. I wouldn't talk about that. Rabbi looks at him and says, I can't talk about Shabbat. I can't talk about kashrut. I can't talk about giving tzedakah. What can I talk about? President looks at him and says, you're the rabbi. Talk about Judaism. Every single rabbi you have ever met has experienced that joke in one way or another. People say, Rabbi, don't get political. Well, guess what? Judaism is political. If you don't believe me, read the Torah. Rabbi, don't talk about this issue. Well, Judaism has something to say about this issue. If Judaism doesn't have something to say about the issues facing us as human beings, Judaism's irrelevant. So when your rabbi, your Jewish educator, your Jewish scholar says, I am going to talk about the Jewish view of this issue, he's talking about Judaism. Because there isn't an important issue in life that Judaism doesn't have a perspective on. That doesn't mean you have to agree with the perspective. Many times the rabbi might say, Judaism says this, and you'll say, well, I don't say that. But to say, don't talk about the Jewish perspective, that makes Judaism irrelevant. And that's just not acceptable. Judaism has something to say, and it should be allowed to say it. And if you're a Jew, you should at the very least contemplate it. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.